Hello everyone, my name's Giselle, and I think there are a lot of things we pretend are normal in this world that absolutely shouldn't be. Driving is the biggest example. I don't think there's anything normal, chill, or fun about getting in a piece of 2-ton heavy machinery that moves like 80 kilometers an hour. I would not trust myself with a crane, I would not trust myself with a forklift, so why am I being forced to trust myself with a car? That's crazy sauce. In case you're wondering, I did get my license when I was 16, and now I'm 19, and I still suck so bad. The point of all this being, I am a fearful woman, and when I was younger, that fear also stretched into a lot of other things. I was scared of the dark, dogs, bugs, roller coasters, swimming, fishing, flushing the toilet, oil in a pan, showering, just all kinds of things freaked me out. And so one of those things was cats. I'm not sure when my fear of cats started. I've actually always had them in my house. Like as long as I can remember, there's always been at least one cat. My mom loves them. But for some random reason, one random day that I don't remember, I became very aware of how scary they are. My mother's cat Shell, who I still think is evil to this day, only made matters worse. Either I was too young to remember, or all of our other cats were perfect little angels that were sent straight from heaven, and this one was just magically evil. But I don't think I've ever known a cat with a kill count like Shell's. The amount of torn up birds I found on the regular, it was not okay. There was like this giant moth one time, just all kinds of creatures, she would get them. She tried to get my bird, but my bird was tough as heck, and so it scared her away. Phoenix, you're awesome for that. And if it can get a bird, it can absolutely get my throat in my sleep. Which it totally wanted to do, by the way. When I was much younger and had first started coming home on my own after school, I was very scared, and so I'd always be very quiet and slow on my way to my room. And on one of the first few times I was doing that quiet little walk over, Shell, the cat, jumped from around a corner and attacked my foot, like immediately on entrance to the house, like she was hiding in wait. I think she was waiting. I know she was waiting. But moving past the absolute most evil creature I've ever come into contact with, when I was 15, I started a delivery job. Unfortunately, for young, very nervous Giselle, the only time I had for the deliveries was at night, after school, when it was dark. And I was a dorky little cosplayer at the time, so I needed $1 million worth of wigs, and I couldn't not do this job. And so for 2 hours every Thursday, I would walk down the 2 areas I was assigned making these deliveries, and I was so scared. I would genuinely cross the road and walk on the other side just to avoid trees because I was afraid of what could be in the shadowy branches. I'd play music with one earphone in on the lowest possible volume and still take it out every few minutes just in case. It's really hard to explain, but I'm a very scared person, and this job was a lot of my biggest fears thrown together into a big evil salad. But then I started to notice so many cats in people's driveways, standing on fences, on the other side of the road, literally everywhere you could imagine, more than I'd ever usually see in one area during daytime. And while I was and always have been very fearful, I have also always been very imaginative. And so at the ripe age of 15, I started up a little imagination game. Kind of like when you're younger and you think there's a ghost, so you make rules. You know, like, it can't get me when the lights are on. I have to get down the stairs in under 10 seconds. Like, stuff like that. Stupid rules that don't actually exist, but you convince yourself they do, for better or for worse. I made those rules, but for these cats. I thought the cats were looking after me, and when there are too many cats, I should be extra careful, because there's a reason so many showed up. And the cats are showing me where it's safe to walk. Like, I genuinely believed these cats were my little guardians helping me through the night, which sounds so silly, but I was 15, let me live. Also, it made me feel safe. I ended up working that very underpaid delivery job for just under 3 more years before quitting, but the entire way through, after noticing the cats, the rules kept developing, and at the end of all that, I deluded myself into believing cats were just my guardian angels, made perfectly for me and no one else, and all was well. And I was still a little scared when I was 17, but as I slowly got more used to playing with Shell and other cats, I got more comfortable with their scary teeth and pointy claws, but unfortunately, right when I began to feel comfortable and appreciative enough of cats to think about adopting a McSkitty of my very own, bam! I had to move out. So earlier this year, I moved for the first time, and unfortunately, it was to somewhere that didn't allow pets. So once again, kitty McSkitties were off the table. But then, not too long ago, I moved again, and I can get kitties here. And so I got my grubby little mitts on a kitty McSkitty. I adopted her from the SPCA, which is a rescue shelter in New Zealand. I'm not sure if other countries also have the SPCA or if their shelters are different. But yeah, I got her. Her name is Livy, after Livy McGarden from Fairy Tale, because I'm a loser. She's a mix between a tabby and a tortie, according to the little medical sheet I got, and she's 9 months old, so she's still a little baby. Anyways, enough of silly old me. I'm going to show you the cat. It's time to see Livy. That's probably what you're here for. Alright, that's the end of the video. As per usual, my commission information is here if you want to go over to my Instagram. Also, Livy is totally as big as she was in that drawing I did. Okay, bye!